Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be reviewing new shades for Peripera that include glowy tint. They came out with 3 new shades for their Soda Cafe collection, and it starts from shades 24 to 26. As part of the promotion, you have the product, and they also include a melon lip gloss, which I'm also going to be reviewing. So you have 2 cool tone shades and 1 warm tone. Let's go ahead with the packaging. For the packaging, it looks pretty similar to the previous collections, except that it does have a white body with slight gradient. You have a cherry on the cap, which is really cute. For the brush, it also looks quite similar to previous shades as well. So I'm going to be comparing this with other shades as well, so you have an idea of how similar it is to other shades. Alright, so starting first, this is shade 24, Coral Pride. It's a warm spring bright shade. It's described as being a red grapefruit shade, and it does look quite similar to the promotional pictures. You sort of have this orange red shade. As described, it is a bright shade, and it does add a nice brightening effect to your face. Very beautiful cherry red color with orange undertones. It has that similar shea butter scent. For some reason, for the formula, it does feel a little bit different. For previous shades, they glide on more smooth. For this formula, it does feel semi-sticky. It's a little bit more thick, but one thing about this for sure is that it's a lot more pigmented than previous shades. They're a lot more vibrant. Slight stickiness to it. It's not too bothersome. It doesn't give that dewy gloss finish. It has more of a glistening gloss. For an orange red shade, this is really flattering. I'm not really sure how the full look is going to look like. I think I prefer the gradients look, but we'll see. Alright, so this is a full. You can see it's a lot more vibrant. The more they apply, the more red it's going to look, but it does have a little bit of an orange undertone. So you sort of have this orange red color, but it definitely looks like a chili red color. Typically not a shade color that I would wear, but it actually looks really good. It's not too dark. I think probably because it's semi-brightening, just adds a very nice, healthy flush and brightening effect to your face overall. Looks really good for this season as well. Has a very high saturation, very pigmented. A little does go a long way. Very buildable as well. Gives a very nice blur-like radiance look around the lips if you prefer that kind of finish. I'd say it looks pretty similar to the promotional pictures. Probably even say it looks a lot better in person. Has a very nice even application. But I feel like the formula feels a lot better and closer to previous shades. I think because of how pigmented and saturated these shades are. I think it's slightly a little bit more thick. However, it does feel very moisturizing on the lips. It's not drying at all. The more they apply, you'll be able to see a dewy gloss finish. I'm gonna go ahead with their Melon Glitter Gloss. I'm just gonna add this on top to add a little bit more shine. You can see it definitely has a lot more of a glossy finish. Fills in the cracks of my lips really well to give you that very nice, beautiful pout. And again, this does have green glitter in it. Surprisingly, you can see a little bit of like a green glossy glitter finish even if we're just standing from a talking distance. It gives a very slight pop of green to your lips and also a very glossy finish as well. It was a very fun and playful finish. Let's go with the transfer test. It does feel very sticky once you have blotted it off. It does have a bit of a stain as well, and you will be able to see a remnant of the green glitter. I think I like the matte stain a lot better than the glossy finish. Very beautiful terracotta red stain, but I will have to say it does feel a little bit sticky once you've blotted it off. Here's a comparison swatch. At the bottom I have Pink Pumpkin, Coral Pride, Vintage Red, and then Lychee Coral. Probably looks the most similar to Pink Pumpkin at the bottom. For Vintage Red, it's a little bit more mute. Lychee Coral has a little bit more pink in it, but you can see the range of this. They're really bright shades. Here's another swatch with Coral Pride. On top of that is Cherry So What, and then we have shade number 3, Rose in Mind. Very similar brightness as Cherry So What. It's a lot more red, and Rose in Mind is a lot more mute. Alright, next up, this is 25 Hot Strawberry. It's a cool summer bright shade, and it's described as being a vibrant strawberry pink shade. A little bit similar to the promotional pictures. It's not as bright and vibrant as I thought it would be. It does oxidize a bit and darken. It's not as bright as the previous shade, probably because it does have a little bit of purple in it, so you sort of have this fuchsia purple shade. I'd say it's semi-mute. Again, it does have a little bit of a stickiness to it, slightly a bit more thick. Alright, now we have the full look. Actually, I was not expecting this kind of shade. Now it looks slightly a little bit different from the promotional pictures. Again, you do have a fuchsia purple shade color. It does deepen once it oxidizes. Because of the fuchsia in it, it does look red under some certain lightings. This definitely looks a lot better for cool tones. So if you're more into subtle red shades, I do recommend this. Again, very nice even application for a vibrant and dark shade. Here's a hand swatch with Cherry Silhouette at the top. You can see they have a very similar brightness. Hot Strawberry does have more fuchsia in it, and Cherry Silhouette has more purple. Last but not least, we have 26 White Berry. This is a summer and fall cool shade, and it's described as being a plum grape shade. Again, quite similar to the promotional pictures as well. It's a little bit similar to the previous shade, except for this one, it has more purple in it, less fuchsia. Like the name says, it looks more like a plum, like purple shade. This probably looks the darkest out of all three because it has purple in it. For the full look, you can see a more pigmented purple shade. It does look more mute as well. I would recommend this shade color for anyone who is cool toned and looks flattering and deep shades. Again, for this shade, I probably prefer the gradient look, but again, it's not a shade color that I typically would wear. Here's the hand swatch. Sorry, it's a little bit messy. At the bottom, I have 26 White Berry. On top of that is 5 Cherry Silhouette, Berry Divine, and then Tulian. The Cherry Silhouette is a little bit more red. Tulian has a very similar undertone as White Berry, but probably a shade lighter. Overall, these shades were a lot more vibrant and brighter than previous shades. Well, very beautiful and adorable packaging as well. I like how they add the cherry on top. As I mentioned earlier, these are shade colors that I typically don't wear. These will look really good for anyone who likes vibrant shades, or if you are a deep cool tone. If I were to choose, I would choose Coral Pride as my favorite from this collection, probably because it has a very nice brightening effect, perfect for spring and summer. I also do like the stain color of this as well. I do have number 1 Best Beige Menu on my lips right now, and the formula is quite different from these as well. Just from my observation, they are a little bit more thick. If you do blot it, it does feel a little bit more sticky as well. It does feel quite moisturizing, and I do like how they're very pigmented. A little does go a long way. Has a very similar glossy effect as well the more that you apply. For the melon gloss, it was really fun to try this. It's very funky but also playful and fun. Other than that, I'm always looking forward to new shades from this collection, and I think that'll be all for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.